Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pranic Healing Intro. My name is Allison Sahu, and I'm going to be teaching basic pranic healing on June 1 and 2 in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Susan Duval is organizing that class. And tonight we're just talking a little bit about what pranic healing is and what the class is going to cover, and we'll just see. We'll just see where tonight goes. So, I'd like to give you a little bit of background on pranic healing first. And Cindy and Carol, just ask questions as you wish. Things may occur to you as we go through this. So can you see these beautiful mountains and sky here?
Yes.
Pranic healing is based on the principle that everything in our world is about energy. When you boil it down, when you go on to the molecular level, the atomic level, but even not necessarily that deep, it's all energy. So pranic healing is a healing system that was developed for everyone. And that makes pranic healing a little bit unique because you don't have to be especially talented. You don't have to, have particular intuitive gifts. If you do, that's great. A lot of people learn pranic healing who have a very strong right brain. They know other forms of energy healing. That's great. But you don't need that. You don't need that. The strength of pranic healing is that anybody can do it. And there really are people from all walks of life all over the world doing it. Millions of people have been trained in pranic healing. That said, pranic healing is not a replacement for conventional healthcare, for allopathic medicine. A pranic healer will never tell you to stop seeing your doctor. It is not unusual for people to go off their medications after having a series of pranic healing sessions. Just this week, our healing group averted a surgery for someone that we were working on. But a pranic healer isn't going to tell you not to have a surgery. Your doctor is going to tell you, no, you're better, right? We always work as a complement. Pranic healing is a very quickly growing form of energy healing. It's all no touch. We don't touch the skin. There is a spiritual component to pranic healing. There's a very nice meditation that we do. And in fact, we start all the classes with a short guided meditation. And it's great to help you stay healthy and to improve your quality of life. It's also great for specific conditions, and we'll talk about that. But it's also great for wellness. Even though we work on a lot of people who are very ill, you don't have to be ill to benefit from pranic healing. It's great for wellness. The pranic healing system, was created by Grandmaster Choa Koksui. This is him, Master Choa. He passed in 2007. And this was his vision, to create a system of energy healing that anybody could do. No special equipment necessary, no special talents necessary. He's the founder. He wrote the first book called Miracles Through Pranic Healing. And this is kind of the textbook for the basic pranic healing class. You don't need it for the class, but you'll probably want to get it at some point. There are 22 books in the pranic healing library. Not all of them relate to healing. Some of them are more spiritual, some of them are shorter. This number is really out of date. There are way more than 120 pranic healing centers. Way more, way more. So what is it? It is a science and an art. Pranic healing utilizes your left brain and your right brain, and we'll talk more about that. There is a very logical component to pranic healing, but there's also plenty of room for creativity, which is really nice. Prana comes from life force, means life force in Sanskrit. Sometimes people ask me, oh, is it breathing? Like pranayama? No, it's much more than that. It's much more. In fact, I mean, we do pranayama breathing sometimes, but it's really a series of techniques to move the energy in your chakras. And we'll talk more about that. And it's all about restoring health to an unbalanced, diseased, or damaged organism. People, animals, we do a lot of animal work. So this will work, pranic healing will work just as well on pets as on humans. So what is it? What is it? This is a picture from a pranic healing class. It's two students practicing on each other. And you can see it's no touch. The student who's practicing the healing is not touching the body at all. And I think she's working on the throat chakra, if I had to guess. Are you both, you're both familiar with the chakras? Like when I say chakra and aura? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pranic healers do exercise. We do exercise because it prepares the body actually for the energy that we use. This picture makes it look more vigorous than it actually is. But yeah, energy hygiene, keeping your body energetically clean is part of it, and we talk about that in the class. The energetic anatomy that pranic healers work with is more than 7 chakras. The 7 chakra system, it's not wrong. It's just that there's more to it. Just like what you learn in the first few grades of school, it's not wrong. It's just an introduction. There's more, there's more waiting for you. There are more chakras than 7. And what we do is we locate and we remove negative or obstructing energies from the energy body. And when we do that, that enhances the body's ability to absorb energy, prana, from the environment, and it speeds up the natural ability of your body to heal. Which is really important because we're working with the body's natural healing ability. Like when you get a cut on your finger, if you do nothing, your body will heal that cut. If you take care of it, you clean it, you put a Band-Aid around it, that cut will heal faster. Same idea with energy work. When you know how to work with the energy of your body, you can help your body heal faster from pretty much anything. And we do this with protocols. We do it with protocols. We'll talk a lot more about that. And that's why pranic healing can be used by anybody, because it's step by step. When I first came to know about pranic healing at a healing expo, there was a pranic healing instructor there, and she was talking about pranic healing. And she said, yeah, anybody can do it. You just follow the steps. And I thought, my God, it could really be that easy. So, I went out, I ordered a book on Amazon, I practiced, I took classes, and yeah, it really is that easy. It really is. This is a meditation that we do. We do it in class. It's like a 20-minute guided meditation. It helps our bodies become energetically stronger. It's also very relaxing. It's really good physically. We can talk more about that if you want. And my group, Pranic Healing Bucks County, we offer this meditation online a few times a week. Friday mornings, for example, every Friday at 11, we do meditation on Twin Hearts. Anybody can come, there's no cost. And it's a really nice experience. We've been doing it every Friday since early 2020. And we were doing it before that at some different
I
spiritual
think
centers.
I sat in on the twin flame meditation during 2020.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
Well, we're
it's
still
very
here.
nice, very, very soothing.
That is
Is that
awesome.
is that
Yeah.
on your website, Allison?
Yes. Yes. On pranichealingbuckscounty.com, there's an events tab. And if you click that, that lists all of our events. And
What's your website?
it's pranichealingbuckscounty.com. And if you have any trouble finding anything there, just send me a message. There's an email address. I think my cell phone number is there. Send me a text message. But yeah, it's pretty easy to find this stuff. So prana means life force. It's the same as chi in Tai Chi. And the prana comes from the air and the earth and the sun. And we do something really cool in basic pranic healing. We go outside on the first day of the class, like in the morning before lunch, and we look at the prana. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And pretty much everybody can see it. And then we go inside and we start learning. We start learning about it. So pranic healing, the techniques are applied on the aura of the body because the aura absorbs this life energy, it distributes it throughout our body. We also apply pranic healing on the chakras. So that's pretty much, well, we sometimes we work on the organs as well. Aura, chakra, chakras, and organs. And all the protocols, they give steps. They give steps. Work on this chakra, work on that chakra, for this long, for that long. Because diseases first appear as energetic disruptions in the energy field before they show up in the physical body. And that's really powerful because when your energy field is in balance, when your chakras are just the right, they have just the right amount. They're not congested and they're not depleted of energy, right? They don't have too much, they don't have too little. You're probably going to be physically healthier. It's when the energy is out of balance, that's when things kind of go wrong. This is just a very, very short list of what can be healed. Very short list. Physical and emotional and mental. Everything from little things like colds, cuts, fevers, headaches. There are some pranic healers who only work on cancer cases. They specialize in cancer. And our group actually has had some really successful cancer healings. We've had some very successful healings of people who were in a coma during COVID, autoimmune disease. So everything from little things to big things and everything in between. Psychological issues as well. And this is also just a very short list. The basic class does not cover psychological healing. It covers physical healing. But if anybody has something that they really want to work on, like anxiety or, I don't know, stress, depression, something like that, I'll show you how to do it. Absolutely, I'll show you how to do it. but the basic class focuses on physical. A few clinical studies, and this is really just a few. I have a very long list of studies on pranic healing. It works. It works. A lot of these studies come from the Pranic Healing Research Institute. The Research Institute is based in New Jersey, in North Jersey. This is Master Glenn and Master Marilag. They are 2 of the 8 pranic healing masters. There are only 8 pranic healing masters around the world. Pranic healing is not like some other modalities where there are a lot of people with that master designation. In order to be a master of pranic healing, you have to have done some very, very serious healing and a lot of other things as well. Master Glenn is a retired MD. He started the neonatal department at Good Samaritan Hospital in Paterson, New Jersey. He ran it for 20 years, and he retired a few years ago. So he's a pretty serious science guy, and he's got a lot of projects going on in pranic healing world. I'm involved in 1 or 2 of those projects. So I can tell you that pranic healing is very well organized, and pranic healers are pretty serious about healing. So we'll do this in class. We'll do this in class. And this is the pranic healing curriculum of classes. It all starts with the basic class, and the basic teaches everything you need to know about healing yourself and others in person and at a distance for physical issues. Which is nice because there are some modalities that if you want to do distant work, you have to take another class. Pranic healing isn't like that. You can actually take just this basic class and be a good healer. In practice, a lot of people do take more because they see it's pretty cool. They see it's pretty cool. But there are also many people who take the basic class, they use it for a while, they get the hang of it, you know, and then they take another class. That happens too. It's all over the map. The advanced class teaches colors because we don't work with just one form of prana, with one wavelength, with one frequency. There is a whole spectrum of colors that we work with. And we generate those colors with our bodies, right? We don't use equipment. We can use crystals. This is the 4th class, crystal healing, but you actually don't need a crystal. You can generate colors just with your body. And the colors help you work more specifically and faster because different colors do different things. They have different properties. And we do have advanced classes in this area. We have a class coming up in a couple of weeks in Lambertville. It's full. That advanced class is full. But I have a feeling 1 or 2 more people are going to try to squeeze in. And then pranic psychotherapy is the 3rd one, and that teaches how to work on negative feelings and negative thoughts that are holding you back. And we do pranic psychotherapy a lot when we work on severe physical cases because there's usually an emotional component. For any physical condition that's been going on for any length of time, or something that's systematic and really, really serious, doing some pranic psychotherapy to remove those emotional blocks to healing can really help a lot. So, and it's also very cool. It's also very cool. And then these other classes, they're sort of electives. I've taken actually all of them. It all works. It all works. But the basic class teaches all the core techniques. So,
And body sculpting sounds interesting.
Oh, I can talk a lot about that. I can talk a lot about that. That is very cool. Very cool. There are people who specialize in that. There are pranic healers who do a lot of that. And I've done some very successful pranic facelifts myself. And we always take before and after pictures.
I can't imagine breathing, you know, and energy can change your body composition.
Right.
It can. So one of the nice things about learning pranic healing here through a class that I teach is that we have a lot of resources. And this is not the case for all pranic healing instructors everywhere. It just happens to be the case. Our group happens to be particularly active. So we have a Facebook group just for pranic healers in our classes. It's got 138 members as of today. And these are all people who've taken a class that I've organized, or they're in our healing group. So I know all of them. And we put up like tips and tools and special events and things like that. Things like that. We have a practice group that meets 3 times a week on Zoom, and that would be open to you by taking this class. The practice group is great. Usually there's between 8 and 10 pranic healers there. There are a few people who are there at every one, and then there are other people who kind of drop in and out. So it's both. And that's a great resource. We also get together on Zoom on every Sunday at 4, where we do meditation on twin hearts, then we do healings in breakout rooms. And it's just a great community. It's just a great community. So let me ask you guys, is there anything that you are especially interested in related to healing or pranic healing, or what you'd like to be able to use this for?
Well, I have a question though. And how, I mean, I've done Reiki before, and how is this different than Reiki?
Yep, that's a good question.
I mean, I'm assuming it's relative, it's very similar.
Yes and no. Yes and
Okay.
no. So I have been trained in Reiki through level 2. I'm not a Reiki master, but I've
Yeah,
done level 2 and
I've
I've
done
used,
it up to level 2 as well.
yep. So Reiki is very basic. It works, you know, it's great, it's very relaxing. But with Reiki, you just bring the energy in and it goes wherever it's going to go. With pranic healing, someone will come to you and say, I have a headache. And you're going to follow specific steps to reduce that headache for them. Right? It's not just that the energy is going to go where it's going to go. You're going to send it to their headache and you're going to get rid of that headache. So that's very different.
This is exciting.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought so
psyched
too
for
10
the
years
class.
ago. Yeah. I mean, if somebody comes to you, you know, headache, okay, you know, not the end of the world. But if somebody has a really severe condition, they want help for that condition. They don't want you saying to them, well, the energy
Right.
is going to go wherever it's going to go. You know, you want to help them with their particular problem or your problem, because you can work on yourself as well. And each protocol is very specific. The protocols are very different. They all use the same core techniques that you learn in the basic class, but you work on different areas depending upon what's wrong, you know, what the problem is, and depending upon what each area does, how it affects the problem. You basically follow the steps. You just follow the steps.
My logical brain likes that.
A lot
Yeah,
of
I'm very
pranic
left-brained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Me too.
Well, I do accounting work, so I'm very left brain. So, but there's the creative side is there too. So I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, this was really appealing to me. I liked the idea
Yeah.
that I follow the steps. I don't have to know anything. I don't have to, figure anything out. I just follow the steps.
And I like the crystal part, bringing crystals in too. I've got crystals all over my house.
Yep.
So, I mean, it would be, and it would be interesting to work with them because I'm sure it would enhance.
Yeah, so pranic healing crystals are different. This is a pranic healing crystal.
Wow.
Yeah, it costs around $1,000. It has a gold rod that makes it more conductive. It's faceted. You can kind of see the sides here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's single terminated, meaning it has a point and a rounded top. And that geometry is very specific. There's a reason for that, so that when you're working with it, the energy doesn't come up and like hit you in the face.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
everything in
I
pranic
have
healing,
rose quartz like that.
okay,
That's in that shape, and yeah, it's
yeah. But
interesting.
first, before you use the crystals, because crystals amplify energy, they
Yeah.
amplify energy. So you do need to learn the basic techniques first before
Mhm.
before you start using a crystal. Before you get into the Ferrari, learn,
Right.
take
You
out
got
the Ford a
you
few
need your
times.
training wheels first.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that. But yeah, crystals are awesome. And a lot of people do go on, and some people take these classes really quickly. There are people who will do like, they'll do basic, and then a few months later they've got their crystal and they're off and running. So people do that. They do. It just sort of depends on where you are, and not every crystal costs $1,000 actually. So
I've never seen anything like that. That's incredible. I mean, I've seen crystals, but nothing that
Yeah,
precise.
I've never
yeah,
seen what is in the
this
crystal? You said there's a gold rod or something?
Yeah, there is a gold rod. Not all pranic healing crystals have the gold rod. My first crystal, which actually just happens to be upstairs, is it's smaller. It's like around like that. And the diameter, the circumference is smaller, and it does not have the gold rod. And it was around a couple $100.
Is it clear like that?
Yeah, they're all clear. They're all clear. And you learn about that in the crystal class, why are they clear and how is that different from the different materials, the different crystals. And I have a rose quartz crystal as well. It's kind of a special purpose crystal. But yeah, and there's, just like with the other classes, there's a system for how you cleanse the crystal when you bring it home, how you maintain it, how you keep it clean, how you keep it charged, how you take care of it, how you use it, and all. And it's simple, actually. It's simple, but it'll help you get the most from it, and it'll help your healings be even faster and even more effective and efficient. And it's cool. It's also very cool.
Yeah, it looks beautiful on the screen. I'm sure it's even more beautiful in person.
Yeah. Yeah. And for all the left brain aspect of this, and I am very much a left brain person also, you know, there is, you do develop an affection for your crystal. The right crystal will call to you when you're there in crystal class and they have all the crystals and you're looking, you'll be drawn to one or the other. And there most definitely is that aspect to it as well. It's both. It is the left and the right brain. It's the logic and the creative.
I'm looking forward to the class.
Well, I sort of when I read about the class and about this talk, I don't know anything about pranic healing,
Mhm.
but I'm very interested in healing. And so I saw about the talk and I thought, well, that would be great just to see what it is like. But the problem with, see, I thought that you were going to teach online on Zoom.
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought that, but I did. I didn't get that we would be coming to the center. I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah. Yes.
So I won't be coming to a class, but I'm very interested in this, and I mean it just spoke to me to sign up for it.
Well,
And
here's what I could suggest. You do need to be there in person for this
I'm
class.
sure, yes, from what I'm hearing, you know, I mean, I know that they do teach Reiki classes on Zoom, but you do have to do like a certain uh, in person, and you know, like with your teacher,
Yeah.
an in person appointment, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, you just get so much more from it being in person. And
Oh, I'm
actually, my
sure. Yeah.
my Zoom background is the class that we held at the Awaken Center a couple weeks ago. So this is a classroom here. You can see this. These are my slides. These are the slides that I'm going to use
Yeah.
at Doylestown in June,
Okay.
and some of the chairs. But you
Yeah,
know,
but
when
where's
you're
the center? Where is the center located? I know the Awaken Center used to be on 611.
yeah,
Now it's
now
the
it's
Water Authority or something. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
not
you
there
moved
anymore.
to Plymouth or there was just an Awaken Fair in the Plymouth Meeting Mall or something, right?
Correct. It's in the mall.
Okay. So I'm getting the connection here.
Yeah, it's in the mall. But this class
Okay.
on June 1 and 2 is up in Doylestown at
Okay.
the
Right.
Boy
It's at
Scout
the
Center.
Boy Scout place. But where is this center? It's a gorgeous room. It's a
It
gorgeous
is.
ground.
Yeah. It's in the mall. It's in the Plymouth Meeting Mall.
Oh, so this is the center in the Plymouth Meeting Mall where
Yeah,
you,
this is one room. This is one room of that center.
okay,
And we do
all right.
pranic healing there a couple times a month. You know, we do meditation on twin hearts and we do healings and but we also do a lot on Zoom. So, you know, what I would say to both of you, especially Carol in Kansas City, is look at our website at all the events that we do and come to some of those Zoom events. There are pranic healing classes in Kansas City, not taught by me, but taught by other people who are very good. So you could certainly take a class out there.
I'll be darned. I mean, this is totally new to me, the pranic healing. And I thought, well, there's not going to be anybody in Kansas City that's going to be
Oh,
doing
there are
this.
pranic healers
You'd
everywhere.
be surprised. You'd be
There,
surprised.
yeah.
That would be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and they're awesome. All the pranic healing instructors are really awesome. There aren't that many instructors. It's a really rigorous training program in order to teach pranic healing. It's not a weekend. It's not a weekend and then you can teach.
Yeah, and there
Um,
are a lot of those kinds of
yeah,
events happening.
yeah. And I mean, that's okay. You know, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's just, you know, pranic healing is sort of, you know, a little more. But yeah, the instructors out there are great. But what I would say is come to a few of our Zooms first, you know, you'll learn more. Um, yeah. And, you know, there's a there's a really awesome person who found us online a few months ago. He lives in California and knows some other forms of energy healing. Kind of got a little interested in pranic healing, you know, got a little interested. So we took a class in California. And now he joins us a few times a week in our healing groups. And he's been doing great. I've never seen him in person, never been in the same room with him, but he joins our Zooms and he heals, he practices what he's learned in the class, and he's just doing great.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would try to find somebody though in Kansas City.
I can
Unless,
connect you. I know the
oh,
people.
okay.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
connect.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else? Anything else?
No, I look forward to seeing you when you do the class.
Yep, me too. Me too.
Well, I wish I could be there.
I'm ready to get to work.
Well, if you feel like hopping on a plane, we would love to have you.
There's, I mean, the Awaken, your website, there's a lot of, I mean, I know during COVID, when I was at home not working, every morning I did a meditation, and I did the twin flame meditation. Just, I mean, you weren't doing it every day. It was like certain days of the week.
Yeah, but you were doing it
But
every day.
there was other things, other meditations, and I mean, is that still the same?
At Awaken, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. They do a lot there.
I mean, there's like if you follow the Awaken Center, Carol,
The
there
Awaken
probably
Center.
be a lot of stuff. Like if you're interested in this, there's other offerings too, isn't there, through your website?
Yeah,
Allison,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
experience.
So Carol, just go to pranichealingbuckscounty.com, which I think you
Yeah,
got,
yeah, I
and
wrote that.
yeah, and awakenche.org. And between those two, that will keep you busy.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy for a while.
awakenche.org.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot up there.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember my sister lives in St. Michael's, Maryland, and she somehow met Susan,
Mhm.
and then my sister sent me one of Susan's emails that she sends out, and I just started looking at stuff on her, but most of her stuff is in the center. It's in person.
Yeah,
So
she does
and
wonderful trips. I mean, if
Yeah.
you
Oh my
like travel,
gosh.
she does
The
amazing,
trips around
amazing
it.
trips.
Can't
Yeah.
even believe some of the stuff that she puts on there that they do.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
phenomenal.
Have
And
you
they
ever
fill
have
up
you ever
fast.
been to Carol, have you ever been to Sedona?
No,
Sedona,
I have
Maryland?
not.
I went on a trip to Sedona with Susan. It was wonderful. Like
Really?
that was a number of years ago. It was wonderful. So
Yeah,
yeah.
check out
But I
Susan's
was
site.
considering the Guatemala trip.
Yeah, I saw that just this week, or maybe the week before. I saw that there were some spaces left, you know. But yeah, I haven't traveled, but just a couple of times since 2020, COVID started.
Right. Yeah, me either.
And I used to travel a lot, but it's just so different.
It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you both tonight. And
Well,
Cindy,
thank
I
you
look
very
forward to
much.
seeing you in class. And
Yep.
Carol, I hope to see you on some of our Zooms.
Thank you. Thank you. I will definitely go to the websites and see what is coming up.
Awesome. Have a wonderful
Okay.
night,
Well,
ladies.
thank you, Allison. Good night.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks very much.